Ever feel like your public speaking is falling flat despite your best efforts? That your next presentation might be a disaster despite all the diligent practice? Well, you, my friend, might be making some common mistakes. But fear not. With the right guidance, this is easy to fix. And that is why we are here today. Because in today's video, we'll uncover 5 common mistakes that you might be making in public speaking and how you can fix them immediately. Hi there, I'm Letitia and welcome back to my YouTube channel, where I give you advice and tips on how to become a better communicator and help you improve your acting and public speaking skills. All of that to help you become the best version of yourself, thanks to a clever mix of drama and soft skills. Because I value your time and because you already know why you're here. As always, this video will be cut into chapters with the timestamps in the description below. As always, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and comment below. Your feedback is important to me and helps me tailor my content to your needs. So feel free to ask any question you would like me to answer in another video. Now, without further ado, let's go back to our topic of today. What are the common public speaking mistakes I'm making and how can I fix them? In today's society, communication is everywhere. Whether you're presenting at work, speaking at networking events, even sharing your ideas on social media, your ability to express yourself clearly and confidently can make all the difference. Where most people go wrong is thinking that public speaking is just about delivering a presentation. If I deliver the required information, numbers, and figures, I'm fine, right? Public speaking isn't just about delivering a speech. It's about connecting with others. It's about building meaningful relationships, both personally and professionally. Today, more than ever, the skill of effective communication is key, especially in the professional sphere. Mastering this skill helps you open doors to new opportunities. It's a powerful tool that enhances your leadership capabilities. Being able to communicate effectively boosts your self-confidence and your credibility, not only in the workplace, but also in everyday life. But let's stick to the business side for today. Imagine being able to persuade a room full of executives, inspire your team, or simply share your passion with an audience through public speaking. That instead of dreading your next upcoming presentation, you are looking forward to it. That people are starting to ask you to present more content and to hire up management. That you are becoming the public speaking queen and king of your team. In this video, let's have a look at the common mistakes we are making when we speak in public in a professional context and how to fix them to unleash the power of the wonderful communicator we have inside us. Common mistake number 1, a lack of clear structure. One of the most crucial aspects of effective public speaking is having a clear structure in your presentation. Think of your talk like a roadmap. How would you feel going somewhere new without a map or GPS? Slightly anxious and definitely lost, right? Same here, my friend. Without structure, your audience may feel lost along the way of your presentation. When a presentation lacks organization, it can come across as scattered and confusing, leaving your listeners struggling to follow your key points. Imagine you're listening to a speaker jumping from one idea to another without any logical flow. We've all been there. Frustrating, right? You find it challenging to grasp the main message, it's difficult to retain information, you don't know where the speaker is going, etc., etc. At first, you're trying to hold on, but then you get tired guessing and trying, so you lose interest and stop listening, right? Lack of structure leads to disengagement. When people can't connect the dots, they may zone out, miss important information, or worse, leave the presentation without retaining anything valuable. A clear structure not only helps keep your audience engaged, but also enhances their retention of the material. When you lay out your ideas in a logical sequence, typically an introduction, body, and conclusion, your listeners can easily follow along. They know what to expect and can anticipate transitions between points, making it easier for them to absorb and remember the information. So, can you ensure your presentation has a solid structure? There are many different structures you can use. The essential is to use one. One of the best and most used structures for clarity is the problem, solution, benefit structure. It goes like this. Problem: clearly state the issue or challenge you're addressing. Solution: outline your approach or strategy to tackle the problem. Benefit: explain the positive outcomes or results of your solution. Let's say we are talking about the issue of stress in the workplace. Instead of starting your presentation with this, we'll talk about stress and then some solutions. It's really important, which is poorly structured. Go for something more like this. Today, we are tackling the issue of workplace stress, the problem. I'll share these techniques to manage stress effectively, the solution. By the end, you'll be able to implement these strategies to improve your well-being, the benefit, which is a well-structured outline of the presentation you're giving. Let's see this in more detail. Here are a few practical tips for keeping your structure clear for your listeners. Start with an outline. Before diving into a content, create a detailed outline that highlights your main points and the supporting details for each one. This will serve as your guide throughout the presentation. Use a maximum of 3 key points and 3 undersections for each point. The magic number 3, my friend. Use it. Use clear signposts. As you transition between sections, use phrases like, now let's move on to, or in addition to, or to conclude on this point to signal changes. This helps your audience follow your train of thought. Summarize key points. At the end of each section, briefly summarize the main ideas. This reinforces understanding, structure, and keeps your audience engaged. End with a strong conclusion. Wrap up by reiterating your main message, the problem and the solution that you've given it. By implementing and following a strong structure, you'll not only improve the clarity of your presentation, but also keep your audience engaged and eager to absorb what you have to say. Common mistake number 2, the information overload. One of the common pitfalls in public speaking is trying to convey too much information in a single presentation. Overloading your poor listeners with too much information has 2 negative effects on your listeners. 1, cognitive overload. And 2, disengagement. While it's only natural to want to share all of your insights and expertise, overloading your audience can backfire. Indeed, bombarding your audience with a barrage of facts, figures, and ideas can cause their brains to quickly reach a state of cognitive overload. Instead of being informative, your presentation can therefore become overwhelming, making it difficult for listeners to absorb and retain your key points. And the most important messages can get lost in the noise. It's like trying to read multiple books at once. There's simply too much going on, and your focus suffers. Overwhelming your audience with information can also lead to disengagement. If people feel they're drowning in information, they may tune out, check their phones, or mentally drift away. This not only diminishes their experience, but also undermines your effectiveness as a speaker. You want your audience to leave with clear takeaways, not a muddled understanding of your message, right? So, how can you avoid this trap and ensure your audience retains everything that you share? Here are some practical strategies. Prioritize key points. Focus on 2 or 3 main ideas that you want your audience to remember. Use simple language. Your audience will appreciate being able to easily grasp your message. Yes, keep it short and simple, or keep it simple stupid. Incorporate visual aids. Use slides, images, or charts to highlight key points. But beware, don't write too many words on your slides. Please, please, please. Encourage interaction. Engage your audience by asking questions or incorporating short activities. Summarize and repeat. Reinforce your key messages by summarizing them throughout your presentation. Repetition helps solidify ideas in your audience's mind, making them more likely to remember what you've shared. Let's take an example. We have a lot to cover on time management, including all these theories and examples. We don't really have much time. Or here are 3 strategies to improve your time management: prioritizing tasks, setting deadlines, and using productive tools. Here, only write the 3 keywords on your slide: tasks, deadlines, productivity. Let's explore each one briefly. By being mindful of the amount of information you present and focusing on clarity, you will create a more engaging experience for your audience. They will walk away with a deeper understanding of your message and the ability to apply it in their own lives. Common mistake number 3, ignoring audience engagement. Imagine sitting in a presentation that feels like a monologue, where the speaker talks at you rather than with you. You tried asking questions to gather more precise information, but to no avail. Whatever you do, it doesn't seem to impact the slow, monotonous flow of the speaker. You just pray they will send you a written copy of the presentation because you've been daydreaming for the past 5 minutes. This type of public speaking can quickly lead to disengagement and a lack of interest. Normal, right? If you don't interact with your audience or stay connected to them in the moment, they might tune out, daydream, or even check their phones, losing the connection to your message. Interacting with your audience during your public speech is key, my friend. Remember, they are your center of attention. You are speaking to them. When your audience feels disconnected, your message becomes less impactful. They may miss key points, misunderstand your intentions, or fail to take action based on what you've shared. An unengaging presentation can make your audience feel like passive recipients of information rather than active participants in a meaningful conversation. On the flip side, engaging presentations can captivate an audience and hold their attention. When you encourage participation, whether through questions, discussions, or interactive elements, you create a dynamic environment that fosters connection. And that's what we're after, right? Connection. Here are some key benefits of engagement. Increased retention. When your audience participates, they are more likely to remember what you've said. Enhanced understanding. Engaging your audience allows to clarify points in real time. If someone is confused or curious, they can just ask questions, leading to a deeper understanding of your topic, and makes you look more approachable and flexible, which is key to great leadership. Building rapport. Interaction creates a sense of connection between you and your audience. When people feel involved, they're more likely to relate to you and your message, fostering trust and rapport. So, how can you transform your presentation from a monologue into an engaging conversation? Here are some practical strategies. First, ask questions. Pose open-ended questions throughout your presentation to invite audience participation. These are questions that cannot be answered by yes or no, like how, what, why questions, for example. This encourages them to think critically and share their insights. 2. Incorporate stories. Use personal anecdotes or relatable stories to illustrate your points. Storytelling not only captivates attention, but also makes your message more relatable and more memorable. Thirdly, use polls or surveys. If your presentation format allows, consider using live polls or questions to get audience opinions or knowledge throughout show of hands, for example. Let's take an example. How about, I'll cover time management strategies now. Let's move on. And now, by show of hands, how many of you have faced challenge with time management? Wildly different experiences, right? 4. Provide opportunities for feedback. Create moments for your audience to share their reactions or ask questions. This can be during designated Q&A sessions or through interactive tools. By making a conscious effort to engage your audience, you'll not only hold their attention, but also create a more impactful and memorable presentation. And that's what we want, right? Remember, public speaking is a two-way street. When you connect with your audience, everyone benefits. If you're still watching, that means that this content is valuable to you. And that is the most important thing for me. So I wanted to thank you. So if you have any questions you would like me to answer in the next video, please take the time to write them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them in another video. To support this channel even further, and if you want to stay up to date with my videos, hit the subscribe button below before you go, and you won't miss any of my videos and free content, and I will be so happy to count you in the 3 Monkeys community. Common mistake number 4, over-reliance on notes or slides. While having reference materials can be helpful, leaning too heavily on them can lead to a number of issues. When you frequently refer to your notes or read directly from the slides, it can make you appear unprepared, and it can disconnect you from your audience. Your audience is there to connect with you, not just to read the information that you've put on the slide. If you're focused on your notes, you might miss the opportunity to engage with them directly. Worse, if your notes are on the slides behind you, your audience might spend the whole presentation looking at the back of your head. Clearly not as nice as your face, trust me. Eye contact, body language, and responsiveness are all crucial elements of effective communication. When you're glued to your notes, you lose the vital connection, which can make your presentation feel mechanical and impersonal. Additionally, constant reference to notes can disrupt the flow of your presentation. Instead of delivering a smooth, cohesive narrative, You may find yourself stumbling over transitions or pausing awkwardly while you search for your next point on your little piece of paper. This not only detracts you and your audience from the overall experience, but it can also lead to frustration for the both of you. When the flow is broken, it becomes harder for the listeners to stay engaged and follow your message, which lessens the clarity and the impact of your message. Relying too heavily on notes can also reduce your credibility as a speaker. Audiences expect you to be knowledgeable about your topic, and if you seem overly dependent on your materials, they may question your expertise. It's important to convey confidence and mastery of your subject matter, which can be undermined by constant referencing of notes or slides. So, how can you strike the right balance and ensure you're not overly reliant on your notes and slides? Here are some practical strategies. Firstly, know your content. Invest time in thoroughly understanding and researching your topic. The more familiar you are with your material, the less you'll need to rely on notes. Use bullet points, not paragraphs. If you use slides, keep them concise with bullet points or keywords only, rather than full sentences. Practice, practice, practice. Have I said that before? Rehearse your presentation as many times as you possibly can, out loud. This will help you internalize the key messages and reduce the need to refer to your notes. Engage with your audience. Make a conscious effort to maintain eye contact and interact with your audience. Use visual aids. Instead of relying solely on slides, incorporate visual aids like props or demonstrations. These can enhance your message without pulling you away from your audience. Plus, it gives them a tangible example of what you're saying. Remember, the goal is to connect, communicate, and inspire, not just to deliver information. Mistake number 5, poor body language. Body language plays a crucial role in how your message is perceived. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. You've heard this before, right? Well, it really is. When your body language is closed off or inconsistent, it can undermine your message and make you appear less confident. This is a significant mistake that can have a lasting impact in your presentation. Closed off body language, like crossed arms, lack of eye contact, or turning away from your audience, can create a barrier between you and your listeners. These non-verbal cues signal discomfort or defensiveness, which can lead your audience to feel disconnected or even skeptical about what you're saying. If your body language communicates that you're not fully present or engaged, it becomes difficult for your audience to connect with your message on an emotional level. Inconsistent body language can also confuse your audience. If you're discussing an exciting topic with a serious facial expression and a monotone voice, it sends mixed signals. For example, I'm so happy. Weirdly. How about, I'm so happy? You prefer this one, right? Of course you do. How you say it is in line with what you say. If your body isn't aligned with what you say, your audience may struggle to understand the true emotion behind your words, leading to uncertainty about your message. This inconsistency can diminish your credibility and make it harder for listeners to trust or believe in what you're presenting. And rather than listening to what you say, they'll be wondering, what the heck is going on with you? We are very curious beings. Poor body language can undermine confidence, causing you to appear unsure and insecure. And confidence is key to effective communication. When you exude confidence throughout open and positive body language, like maintaining eye contact, using appropriate gestures, and adopting an open posture, you reinforce your message and enhance your credibility as a speaker. So, how can I improve my body language to better connect with my audience? I hear you asking. I gotcha. Here are some practical strategies for you. Practice open posture. Stand or sit with an open posture. Shoulders back, arms relaxed at your sides, and feet grounded. This invites your audience in and communicates confidence. Establish eye contact with your audience. It helps create a sense of connection and engagement. Incorporate gestures that emphasize your points. Natural movements can enhance your message and keep your audience engaged. Let's emphasize the word natural here. Be mindful not to overdo it. Be aware of facial expressions. Your facial expressions should match the tone of your message. Smile when appropriate, and use expressions that convey the emotions that you want to share. Practice in front of a mirror or a phone. Rehearsing in front of a mirror or recording yourself on your phone allows you to observe your body language and make adjustments. It can help you become more aware of any closed-off habits that you may have. Seek feedback. If you can and have time, ask trusted friends or colleagues for feedback on your body language during the rehearsals of your presentation, or even during your presentations. They can provide valuable insights on how you come across to others. By being mindful of your body language and making intentional choices, you can strengthen your connection with your audience. Remember, your body speaks volumes, so let it work in support of your message. If you want more tips on how to better work on your body so it becomes your friend in public speaking, I have put a free document in the description below. It's a set of warm-up exercises to get your body nice and ready for your next public speaking event, or your communication in general. If you prefer to watch and follow the video version of it, watch and save this video. Pow! Bonus tip. To thank you for watching this video until now, I will give you a cheeky little bonus tip to further enhance your public speaking and next public presentations. And just for fun, if you've made it so far, let me know by commenting "pow" in the comments below. Bonus tip. Mastering your openings and closings, your introductions and conclusions. The opening and closing of your presentation are pivotal moments that can significantly influence how your message is perceived. And that is why these segments are crucial for making a lasting impression and reinforcing the key takeaways you want your audience to remember. Your opening phrase or paragraph sets the tone for your entire presentation. On top of your hook, it's your chance to grab the audience's attention and establish a connection from the get-go. A strong opening can spark interest and curiosity, drawing your audience in and making them eager to hear what you have to say. There are several ways to start a speech and several types of hooks that we will see in another video, more specifically. For now, consider starting with a powerful quote, a thought-provoking question, and a compelling story that relates to your audience and topic. This not only captures attention, but also creates an emotional connection, making your message more relatable. Remember, first impressions matter. If your opening is weak or unengaging, you risk losing your audience's interest right away. Your closing, on another side, is equally vital. It's your last opportunity to leave a lasting impression on your audience. And that is why it should be impactful and memorable. A strong closing reinforces your main points and provides a clear takeaway for your listeners. This is where you can inspire action, whether it's encouraging them to implement your ideas, consider a new perspective, or engage further with your message. Effective closings often involve summarizing key points, restating the main message, and providing a call to action. This not only reinforces what you've shared, but also leaves your audience with a sense of purpose and direction. These are the 4 ways that effective openings and closings will change your public speaking forever. It will improve retention. It will stick in your audience's mind. It will strengthen the engagement. It will keep your audience invested in your message. It will build emotional connection and therefore foster trust and engagement. It will reinforce the clarity and direction of your speech. It gives an effective roadmap for your audience. They will know what to expect and align them with your key points more immediately. By mastering your openings and closings, you will not only enhance the effectiveness of your presentation, but also leave your audience with a positive and memorable experience. And that's what we want, right? So let's quickly summarize the main things we have seen today that are the most common public speaking mistakes that you can now avoid making, my friend. Work on a clear structure. Don't overload your audience with too much information. Be careful of your audience's engagement throughout your presentation. Don't over-rely on notes or slides. Avoid poor body language. And our bonus tip of today, master your openings and closings. Thank you again for watching. If this video has been useful to you, before you go, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. Let me know in the comments below which of these common mistakes you have been making and how you've resolved them in your next presentation. I love hearing from you and how you're getting on with your public speaking journey. I shall see you in the next video. But remember, speak up, follow your passion, my friends. Ciao, ciao.